guys, it's Fee, and I am here for one last tag in the current Fee Tag Fest. I'm sure I'll probably start up another fest sometime in the future because y'all know I like doing my tags. But the current fest, this will be the last one because Veda starts tomorrow. So, the last tag is going to be the Bagaholic Tag. Now, this tag was created originally in September 2013. I've got my phone down here. It was created by Style-A-Pin, and in her vlog she said that there were a lot of different bag type tags going around, but she wanted to make one of her own to showcase her collection. Now, I have a collection too. I have both purses and totes, so this could get complicated, but I am going to limit my answers for this particular tag to my purses because I think her questions fit my collection pretty well, or at least what I would like to show in this vlog. So this is 10 questions plus a bonus question, and I have all my purses back yonder. So here we go. Number 1 is most recent purchase. And the most recent purchase was actually something that my husband picked out and bought for me from the Dooney and Burke store. Thankfully, it was at the outlet, which I've told you guys about. I almost never pay full price, and I would crucify him if he paid full price. Thankfully, Dooney has an outlet near me, so that certainly helps. So, that purse is this one. And as you can tell, it still has the tag on it because I haven't used it yet. This will probably be my winter purse. I tend to use darker colors in the winter. But this is brand spanking new. I believe you bought this for me last month, and it is ready and waiting for winter in Chicago. Number 2 is first designer handbag. My first designer handbag was also purchased by my husband, and it was also purple, just like that last bag. Pretty much anything that my husband buys for me of his own choice without any of my feedback is always going to be purple because he loves purple and he knows I like purple too. So that bag was bought about 11, 12 years ago. I used the tar out of that bag, and unfortunately I no longer have it because it did eventually fall apart. It was another Dooney, so it lasted a very long time. I think I only gave up on it maybe a couple of years ago. But I do have the wallet that went with it. So this is pretty much what the purse looked like. It was purple with the multicolored DBs, and it had the rainbow zipper, and it was a small hobo bag. At that time I didn't carry nearly as much with me in my purses, so it was significantly smaller than my current purses, but this is pretty much what it looked like. Now if I can find a picture of it on the internet somewhere, I'll put it up here. Otherwise, you're going to have to use your imagination. Number 3 is favorite travel bag. Now I kind of have a two-part answer to that because travel to me can sometimes mean airplane and sometimes not. Typically, if I'm just going somewhere on vacation or for a weekend or just for a quick getaway and I don't want my full-size purses with me, my travel purses will be wristlets. These are the 2 wristlets that I own, one for summer, one for winter, though they both are rather multicolored. And as you can see, I'm definitely a Dooney and Burke fan because that's what these are. Now, if I am traveling somewhere that requires the airport, I will still use one of these, but it will go inside of this. Now, before you ask, it's not real. It looks real. It's good enough for me. I don't think I will ever be able to justify buying a real Louis Vuitton. They're way too expensive. But this was given to me by a friend who went to Japan and brought this back with him. And it's pretty darn close. But this bag is huge. The inside of it can fit my iPad, my phone, the little wristlet, a bottle of water, snacks, anything that I can think of that I will need to keep me busy on the airplane, even if it's a long flight. Look at the inside of that. It's huge. Now, the other reason why I don't use this as a regular bag is because I would call that a digging bag, which means anything that I'm looking for at the immediate moment is going to be on the bottom. And eventually that would drive me crazy during everyday use. So I use this as essentially my carry-on. And while I can't tell that it's fake, maybe some of you can out there, it does say the Louis Vuitton there, even though it's not real, I guarantee it. And it does have the little tag there. I have no idea if that's what the real tags look like. And the zipper pull does have the Louis Vuitton symbol. However, you can tell, see that? It didn't last. I pulled it one time and a little piece went flying. So my husband came up with this little idea and put a little key ring circle to fix it. It's good enough for me. So there you go. Number 4 is favorite evening bag. My favorite evening bag is actually an antique. I used to be an avid antiquer. I don't go nearly as often as I used to. And one day I came along this. This is an antique Whiting and Davis. And the reason why I had to have it is because my grandmother had a change purse that was probably about that big. So it was a pretty good sized change purse. And it was, I remember it was a real Whiting and Davis because the feel of these, it's hard to explain. They feel like silk, even though it's obviously little metal pieces put together. But I love this bag. It reminds me of my grandmother. And if I'm going to a wedding or a special evening event, this is my favorite purse to use. Number 5 is most worn winter bag. Most of my winter bags are dark in color, and my spring bags and summer bags are light in color. So you can probably guess what color my favorite winter bag is. Black. This is a Kathy Van Zeeland purse, which I believe I found at a TJ Maxx for a steal and a half. She is known for all of these little danglies, and on the back somewhere, normally you can always find a little Kathy Van Zeeland pull on it somewhere, which I would say is probably my second favorite brand. Number 6 is most worn summer bag. I told you summer purses are brightly colored, so what color do you think it is? It's Fee Green. Of course it's Fee Green. What other color would it be, right? So yes, this is yet another Dooney. Just for the record, my husband caused this Dooney problem. He bought me my first one, as I previously explained to you, and now I'm kind of addicted. Sorry. But yes, it is lime green, and all the little DBs are kind of a hot neon pink. This one, I believe I've used for 1 or 2 summers worth. Number 7 is least used bag. And my least used bag is because of this nostalgia behind it. This is my least used bag. It's a cute little black leatherette evening purse. I have no idea who made this or where it's from, because this was my dear aunt's favorite evening purse. She used this whenever she went to a wedding or a special dinner or anything. And I kept it just because I always remember her carrying it. It's a very simple little purse. And inside of it is still some of her stuff. And that is where it will stay until it falls apart. I almost never use this because I'm afraid of it falling apart. So this is my least used bag just because I want it to last forever. Number 8 is least expensive bag. Well, I can tell you that before I got into Dooney and Burke's, my favorite designer has always been Ralph Lauren. And when I was younger, I always went to TJ Maxx or Marshall's to find his Polo brand stuff because it always had a younger feel to it. I used to have a whole bunch of those. They were smaller purses that I used when I was in college, but there is one that I do still have, and I tend to use it at the beach because it's a clear little tote bag with all of the RL Polo symbols all over it. The clear bag thing used to be a popular thing a number of years back. I was never comfortable with using it as a real purse because I didn't want people to see my stuff. But at the beach, it was kind of a perfect size, and clear really isn't a big deal. Sometimes I would also use this if I was just going on a maybe elongated car ride somewhere on a weekend that wouldn't put me around a lot of people, or just a bag of stuff that I wanted in the car, again because of the clear thing. But I still love this purse. It still has a ton of use out of it, even though it is literally a decade old. Number 9 is most expensive bag. And as you can imagine, it is a Dooney. That's it right there. This is what happens when I walk into a Dooney store with my husband and go, oh, I love it. And then I look at the price tag and go, oh, no, I don't. And then my husband goes, oh, yes, you do. Love him to death, but putting us together at any store that can be trouble for the wallet will most certainly always be trouble for the wallet. But this is my most expensive bag. It's fun colored. Getting a little bit of glare off of it just because of the finish on it. But it's got the little Dooney symbol. And I love the color and the paint splotches and the DBs behind it. Let's see if I can get this to... There we go. That's pretty accurate right there. And it's a pretty deep bag. It's a tote. The inside of it is yet another digging purse. But because of the shape of this bag, it holds its shape. Everything will stand up nicely in it. So it doesn't really create the digging problem. I use this one a lot in the springtime. Number 10 is most loved bag. Now my most loved bag is also a sentimental thing to me. This is my most loved bag. I have no idea what brand this is, but it is a very soft leather bag. It just feels good. I do use this all seasons, just depends on the occasion and what it calls for. It's a narrow bag, so it doesn't always fit everything that I need. It's why it's not always an everyday purse. If I know I'm not going to need, say, my iPad for a week or two, I may switch to this purse because it's a pretty good size for everything else. And the reason why I love this bag the most is my mother gave this bag to me. I actually don't have too many things from my mom because I did not grow up with her. I have a kind of an interesting family background and certainly an interesting family tree, but that is another story for another day. So I love this purse because it's from my mom. That's all of the questions. But the last thing on here is a bonus question. Your wish list bag. Well, my wish list bag is pretty much any purse I run into that makes me go, oh, it's so pretty, but oh my god, it's expensive. Kind of like that other bag I just showed you. Actually, the only thing I can think of is recently QVC had a Dooney and Burke special, which of course he has Fee's name written all over it because it's Dooney and Burke. But I resisted. I did resist. I didn't buy anything, but they did have one purse on there. Actually, I'm not sure if it was a purse or a tote or kind of a cross between the two. And it was chevron print. It was white with the color of your choice as the chevron all over it. And I thought it was so sharp. I was very, very close to picking up that phone, but I didn't do it. If I can find a picture of it, I will put it right here. So I'm going to say that's my wish list purse because at the moment it's the only one that's still on my brain that I'm still thinking about possibly getting. It's the purse thing is a sickness with me. Just like the palette thing, as you guys saw the other day. Palettes, makeup palettes, and purses, and shoes. Many of you know that. Those are Fee's three vices. Makeup, palettes, purses, and shoes. All three of those are sicknesses. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this tag, and I hope a few of you go out and do this so that I can see your purses in your collection. Make me feel normal, guys. I will talk to you guys later, and thank you for watching the Fee Tag Fest. Until next time, guys. Bye.